check this out. Should you be lowering your weight slowly when you're doing deadlifts? I'm going to tell you when and when not to lower your weight slowly. All right, check this out. So this whole, I would say, kind of communication about whether you should lower the weight slowly when you're doing deadlifts. So I don't talk about like straight bar and trap bar, where I think with straight bar, this is even more of a conversation, because many times, people actually hurt their backs on the way down rather than on the way up, right? And you've probably seen this, right, which is a deadlift where we just drop the bar, right? And it's like, hey, where does that make sense? Well, a number of things. Like if we're training athletes, we're trying to create force but not really get sore. That's a variation that we might do, right? Because the eccentric portion, so the down portion, is usually the stuff that makes you sore. So that has its place on recovery days, on, again, if we're just trying to train pure force outputs and not trying to, put on too much muscle and so on and so forth. But here's what I want you to show you what happens when people do it wrong. Because we're much stronger, anywhere from 10 to 50% stronger on the down portion, right? So whatever you can lift up, you can lift 10 to 50% more coming down, which has its benefits, right? Because we can obviously build those tissues, more time and attention. There's useful things that we can do. And I think it's a big benefit on controlling the reps on the way down, both for safety, to build strength, to build tissue, and all of those great things. But what happens usually is when somebody comes up, right, you either get this, where they just kind of let go at the top and have a bad rep on the way down, right, controlling it, or you have the rounding of the upper back, the lower back, coming back down, or the squat. So imagine if I'm in a deadlift position and you're trying to come down like a squat. Now, once I get here, the bar has to move away from my knees, and this creates more stress on my low back, right? So because now that center of gravity is further out, and that's where you tweak your back. So if you look at the technique from the side, right, when we set up, we're going to go pull up, then move knees out of the way, we drive up. Now on the way down, I'm going to go soft knees, butt back, and then once I get below the knees, now I can kind of squat it down a little bit more, right? So if, again, I'm doing it here, I'm going to do my deadlift up. On the way down, I'm going to go soft knees, butt back, and only once I clear the knees, now I can go straight down, right? I'm going to repeat that. So again, I'm going to go deadlift up, soft knees, hips back, back, back. Now I can have that nice eccentric. I get past the knees. Now I can squat it back down, and that's safe. So again, watching it from the side, soft knees, butt back. And this is where I can do that 3-4 second eccentric. And then I'm dropping my butt into that position, and it still feels really good. So it's a technique thing. Now with open trap bar, what happens on this is that, like, when I go here, similar, the thing is I'm not going to have a problem on the way down with the bar, right? That variation where I showed where people are trying to squat the bar down and then they have to move it out of the way and then they tweak their back. You don't really have that problem here, right? But the technique on the way down is the same, right? So I'm here, I'm lifting up. Same thing, soft knees, hips back. And then the butt can drop, right? Because I can freely drop. I don't have that problem with the bar. Now, here's the deal. If I'm focusing a little bit more on building muscle, I'm going to, with clients, do one of two different things. I'm going to have a controlled 3 seconds down many a times. So let's say I have a 5, 6, maybe even an 8 rep, right, on the trap bar. We might have a tap and go, like a soft tap and go, with the control down. So I'm coming up, I'm going to go soft. 1, 2, 3. I might just softly tap. 1, 2, 3, softly tap. Right, or we might even reset it. So 1, 2, 3, tension, repeat. 1, 2, 3, tension, repeat. Right? So it is useful to actually strengthen that pattern, enhance it, having those eccentrics. But the key is on how we do it. And again, there is a place in time where if I'm training just absolute force output with a lot of my athletes, NFL athletes, specifically in certain parts of the season, we're going to go heavy as can be. Right? Or a controlled drop, by the way. A controlled drop is a healthy drop where I'm here. And now watch. I'm going to go drop fast, but I completely relaxed. Right? So I just guided the bar. I completely relaxed. Pause on the ground. Boom. Now I'm resetting and going. So really, question is emphasis. I think there's a huge benefit to doing a controlled eccentric, but making sure that you are doing it the right way. Again, whichever variation you go with, especially with the barbell, we want to make sure that, again, soft knees, hips back. Only once we go past the knees, we are now squatting down. Okay? So plug that into your programs to make the programs better. Stay safer with your lifts. And I'll see you next time. Remember, if you want to look, feel, and perform more like an athlete without nagging aches and pains, make sure to subscribe to this channel.